So, good day everyone. Um, we will talk about now about the kinds of schizophrenia. So, there are five kinds of schizophrenia. Let's start with number one. So, paranoid schizophrenia. If a person has a paranoid schizophrenia, he or she is a very suspicious of others, has a great scheme of persecution at the root of the behavior. Hallucinations and delusions are also the symptoms of this type of schizophrenia. Patient displays are the psychotic symptoms. So, what is the paranoid schizophrenia? So when we say paranoid schizophrenia, it is one's subtype of these conditions because paranoia commonly happens with schizophrenia. So paranoia is a pattern of behavior where a person feels distressful and suspicious of others, people, and acts accordingly. Delusions and hallucinations are two symptoms of that can involve paranoia. So when we say paranoia, it is involves delusions and hallucinations, which is we target other persons or we are feel suspicious to other person or other people that are making us distressful. So that's the um paranoid schizophrenia. So let's move on to the residual schizophrenia. So residual schizophrenia is usually expressed through a person's having no motivations or interest in every life. Advised when an individual has been through at least one episode of schizophrenia or 6 months to 6 months but then recover. So when we say residual residual schizophrenia, it is a phase of schizophrenia where a person has had a previous episode of an illness but no longer experiences the positive symptoms like delusions or hallucinations. Instead, they experience negative symptoms. Example is like a good example are a social withdrawal, unusual thoughts, or and loss of interest. When we say residual schizophrenia, it is it is schizophrenia or a symptoms that is no longer available to our body or which is we have done it before and it will not contains our body anymore. So but there is a changes in symptoms where when the schizophrenia is past, other symptoms may occur, such as um, we're getting antisocial or we lost interest to social socially or we lost interest in others such that. So let's move on to um another topic. So we will now move on to disorganized schizophrenia. When we say disorganized schizophrenia, this schizophrenia is characterized by a person is incoherent ver- verbally verbally and to his or her feelings, expressing emotions that are not appropriate to the situations. So when we say disorganized schizophrenia, it is also known as hepe, hepe, hebephrenic schizophrenia. Is a type of schizophrenia characterized by disorganized thoughts, speech, or behavior. One example is um, one example of the disorganized schizophrenia is a symptoms of um, includes irresponsible or unpredictable behavior, unusual mannerism, or inappropriate giggling or grimaces. Or when we say disorganized schizophrenia, it is an schizophrenia with um, symptoms like giggling or and you may say it's like they are uncontrollable, unpredictable behavior. So let's move on to another topic, which is the catatonic schizophrenia. When we say catatonic schizophrenia, a person diagnosed with catatonic schizophrenia is a extremely withdrawn, negative, isolated, and has obvious psychomotor disturbance. The subject may be almost immobile or exhibit agitated, purposeless movement movement symptoms. Symptoms can include catatonic stupor and waxy flexibility. So, when we say catatonic schizophrenia, it is a rare severe mental disorder characterized by striking motor behavior, technically involving either significant reduction in voluntary movement or hyperactivity and agitation. In some cases, the patient may remain in a state of almost complete immobility, often assuming static static positions. Like example of is the example of catatonic schizophrenia is like a person is not moving or not talking, staring in a one point, or it is like example is like daydreaming, but not totally daydreaming, but it is mostly like a daydreaming because when a person has a catatonic schizophrenia, a person is like they don't move and they always stare at once and they don't move, they don't talk. They are parroting someone's movements or speech, like like they are like parroting. When you say parroting someone's movements or speech, like they are um you know parroting someone movement. So let's move on to the last topic, which is the um un undifferentiated schizophrenia. When we say undifferentiated schizophrenia, it is a people with undifferentiated schizophrenia exhibits the symptoms of more than one of the above mentioned types of schizophrenia, but without a clear prod- predominance of a particular set of diagnostic characteristics. This is used when the patient's symptoms clearly point to schizophrenia, but are so clouded that classification into the different types of schizophrenia is very difficult. When we say undifferentiated schizophrenia, it is also known as undifferential schizophrenia. It is a type of schizophrenia that is diagnosed when a person meets the criteria for diagnosis for schizophrenia but cannot be classified into any of the subtypes. Um, when we say undifferentiated schizophrenia, it is a combination of it has a features of psychosis like hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized speech, but symptoms may not meet the criteria for any of the others subtypes. This might be because symptoms aren't specific enough to classify, or they may overlap with another subtype criteria. So an undifferentiated schizophrenia is a types of schizophrenia that cannot be classified or cannot be um, differentiate. So it is called undifferentiated schizophrenia because there are symptoms of other schizophrenia in the differentiated schizophrenia. So like halo-halo na pala. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something from. By the way, I am Quintas Prel and this is my report. Thank you.